Sierra Leone's ever-growing youthful population still continues to grapple with high rates of unemployment and other challenges. Despite the enormous challenges, young people are still working on realizing their potential. With emerging entrepreneurs and innovators, Youth Encounter on Star Television and Radio is a program that showcases successful young people, discuss the challenges, and provide recommendations. Join Mohammed Basiru Sanusi PM. It's Youth Encounter on Star TV on Channel 21.
Hello, Fambul Nasago. Welcome to another edition of Youth Encounter. It comes to you live on Star TV on Channel 21. We broadcast live from our 3 Mama Street Bookface studio and online at www.startvsl.com. Me now presenter Mohamed Basiru Sanusi. And we create talk about it until you say you know go blow your nose and the same time you want for whistle. Inside the encounter today, I get Monica Yeni Galiwa, and we all know say now be the first one up, now the housemate Leon. And that's why to get a physical challenge, Monica did do extremely well to an extent. It will win the African Achievement Award, and also it will be part of the Young Africa Leaders Initiative called now Ghana. I also get Ahmed Atata Mansare, we're the lead communications person for the Ministry of Youth Affairs. I can tell you about the policy and the International Youth Day celebration. Salongo General the country for do the big celebration on the 12th of August, but the ministry don't kickstart now with a lot of activities. Monica, I want to tell you thank you and welcome inside the Youth Encounter.
Thank you very much.
I know plenty of people around you still they ask, Bash, when Monica come, ask her about the 50 million. This one be the, you know, Sierra Leoneans now with money. But what are the status of the 50 million?
Anyways, the 50 million they interact, and Monica get a lot of plan for do the 50 million. Like Monica one for further in studies. Like I always say, I don't need for limits myself just to diploma. This kind of limit I want for reach the peak where because people look up to me as a role model, and I not for disappoint people. So then also I just set up million organization where I go for use my voice for advocates for all persons living with disability. So that 50 million there to me not even much. I need more, and I even need more.
I know. I'll bring you back for the foundation and also for in studies. Yes. Well, that's now Monica Yeni Galiwa and David Twee, and also Atata one for welcome you again at the encounter like all time.
Thank you so much, Bash.
And honestly, when you come back, I feel a relief because there are most times the minister or the deputy go busy on our webidly. But you always don't day, and despite this, you studies where you don't want to talk it until it happen. But I want to welcome you back and thank you for the keep in touch with the Media One Center and other media houses. I look like you don't want to take the media seat back.
Thank you so much, my brother. Just refreshing as usual. Normally, information they say they get power. And as a sector, the Ministry of Youth Affairs will get quite a lot of things we will be done to do over the years. But it's difficult for let people get stories except a platform like this. And that is why I'm now always pleased anytime you tell me, say, come, I can come.
I'll bring him back, and now time for we see what will happen now the Ministry of Information and Communications conference room as the Ministry of Youth Affairs be done unveil. The consultants will do the review of the National Youth Policy, a document will expire 2018, and also other two Youth Act, the 2009 National Youth Commission Act and the 2016 National Youth Service Act. Well, listen to this report and I come back, talk to the guy Atata and also Monica inside the studio. Send your message to the number 031 045 068. 031 045 068. All listen to this report and come back shortly. Speaking at the Ministry of Information and Communications conference room at U Building in Freetown, the Deputy Youth Commissioner Emerson Kamara highlighted the need for the policy and other acts to be inclusive and effective.
Situate youth rights and youth interest in democratic governance frameworks and their components, including broader participatory structures. Continuing inequality for youth means entrenching broader poverty, debilitating social and economic growth. The need for investment in the youth sector and so moving beyond youth projects, programs, or youth activities to holistic attitudinal, strategic, and financial shifts in engaging, planning, and delivering for and with youth. Strong partnership across stakeholders, including diverse youth groups, and the youth sector, and an ability to involve and respect all stakeholders committed to youth rights.
The country director for UNDP, Dr. Samuel Doe, informed the gathering that they will continue to support the youth sector, but urged everyone to focus on areas like poverty, maternal mortality, and sustainable development goals.
This is Sierra Leone. Unfortunately, this is a country in which young women find it difficult to give birth, the highest maternal mortality rate on earth. And that affects the youth. We have one of the highest rate of poverty in Africa. It is 64.2%. In the rural area, it is 80%. And the bulk of the people who are poor are young people. And yet, they are the people with the most energy to cultivate the vast land, arable land in Sierra Leone.
On his part, the consultant Cherno Bar of SIBA Policy Group said that they have the expertise and thanked the government for the task and promised that they would deliver as expected, considering his background in the youth sector and also the United Nations.
And with the kind of commitment that has defined my life and the life of the team, which is a commitment to inclusiveness, to transformation, and a commitment to understanding that change does not just happen at the top, but that it is a process that includes as well the people that we consider the grassroots. That is why the minister himself said, we will have a document that is worthy of the 21st century, that is worthy of what the international community refers to today as youth and as young people. We will have the most extensive consultation this country has ever seen on the national policy, I can assure you of that. And it will not just be consultation because of consultation. As the minister said, the young people, when they look at the outcome of this process, will not just see themselves in it, they will know they wrote it. We have already engaged UNICEF on using their platform.
Giving the keynote address at the unveiling, the Minister of Youth Affairs, Mohamed Oman Bangura, said that the process will be inclusive, transparent, and will highly implemented upon completion. He went on to urge everyone to embrace the milestone work.
But we are here to announce that we will do it in the most collaborative, visibly transparent, and inclusive ways we have ever in the history of Sierra Leone. Every young person in Sierra Leone will be part of the review process because our voice really matters. The review process will not be a board meeting process. It will not be a management meeting process. It will be our process as young people of Sierra Leone.
Other statements were from Mamadi Gobe Kamara, Deputy Minister of Information and Communications, Honorable Abdul Kabur, the Chairman Parliamentary Caucus on Youth, Onana Jallo, Executive Director, National Youth Service, Plan International, and other partners. The document in review had the revised National Youth Policy of 2014 that expired on December 2018, the National Youth Commission Act of 2009, and the 2016 National Youth Service Act. One-third of the country's population are youth, and over 60% of them are unemployed. People in the youth sector believe that if we are to harness the demographic dividend for young people, education, skills training, health, employment, and mindset are pivotal. For Star News in Freetown, I am Mohamed Basiru Sanusi. Welcome back. You still watch Youth Encounter live here on Star TV on Channel 21, and I still get at the studios Monica and also Tata. Tata, we will start off from this milestone work. There are times where some of your advocacy and they yield some dividend now. I know as a ministry, when I get to my own time and way of doing things, but a message from people like we and other people who are genuine in the sector can lead them to. I can vividly recall in a piece who said letter to the president, we tell them about this, and now we see that they review the policy with a renowned person. 70 people them apply. It's a winner SIBA. We get the expertise and all, plus the National Youth Commission Act and also the National Youth Service Act. As a ministry, what did this mean for Sierra Leone?
A very good progress, and that like I talk well, in addition to una cry concerns una raised to the President of the Republic, retired Brigadier General Mandabio, that una want a kind of a policy where it will be reflective of the concerns, the plights, on the conditions of young people On that note, we decided, say, okay, and in fact, that the old policy we will get, in fact, the time be done, because of point 9.1 of the policy, being talk say it was going to last for 5 years, and the 5 years end 2018. And we see and say also again, now a way for also hold His Excellency and the entire government to tax for the promises where they make to the young people, because they need the Action Manifesto, get a whole lot of things in where, I mean, the government promised for the youth of this country. So what do? Let us have a policy where it walk in line with waiting exactly the president we don't promise. Now on that note, now I make we decide say, Lord, we get them on board. And like you talk, the consultant when a CIBA policy group, Chernobyl, they try for not only review the youth policy, but also like you talk, the two acts. You know, so the Ministry of Youth get two more appendages, when at the National Youth Commission and the National Youth Service. But the youth service was not catered for in the 2014 National Youth Policy. So one for see now that when Bashir graduated from a university, now of course where you did the IYD just not hearing from even the donor partners there, UNFPA don't tell you say, hey, if you don't go ahead for give budget to the youth service for what they're able to recruit again another 500 sort of young people. Remember the pilot was what 200. Yeah. Now 500 is coming. We do the 500 simply because there's no way we can ask the university for where them somebody graduated from university come into the workforce by working for government for at least for a year. What do we want to do? The new policy now is going to make it like a kind of compulsory, like it happened in other countries where you must have that certificate to show that you don't serve your country for at least a year. Nationalism, patriotism, that civic responsibility, the state or the government get what it go do to you whilst you do university, and when you are done, you come serve the state.
That is so, it also they help in terms of requirements for experience. Job experience will take 3-4 years, but it don't last for a year. Yeah, sure. Like requirements in a particular job. I want to happy for that.
Yes, that is that is one of the reasons where we really try for push for this policy, and we try for channel out through Parliament also again, and we know the Parliament will get by now means full of people where they know the value of them things. And at the end of the day, it will be a very good one for even young graduate them. When you are done now, you are placed somewhere else. At the end of the day, you will like have something to showcase. You know, because like you put a lot of people who come from university, they are jobless, and that is what exactly we want to count down upon. Like the 200 will send pilots. Trust me, quite a lot of them where institutions don't send signal to we say they want to absorb them into their system, because like I've been telling you about 1,764 or so applicants across the country, and what we agreed on was to have the best 200. What do? We set the bar so high, and we had to go in for the very best of students, graduates. So at the end of the day, we succeed for getting the best 200, and they are doing fine, you know, in their respective places, so we don't post them. And the signal they get from the institution don't say, we say, if you have an opportunity of training the youth of this country, you have an opportunity providing the necessary platform for them, trust me, they can shine. And that we have seen, and this is a testimony to it. That is why we want to replicate it more and more, so that we'll open the spaces for the youth of this country in that sector who are in the formal system of education. We have also again the one that we'll go for cater for, with the non-formal structure. Remember, we get to youth. We have the one where the unemployed youths. We get the other one they get various traits and their careers, and that's one for develop. And we cannot develop it if we do not have a very strong policy. And that policy has to be very inclusive, so that at the end of the day, every young person will add a voice. That voice will be heard and will be cascaded down to Wusa Office if we go, so that we have a very comprehensive document. And
this don't be the client color. I'll bring you back at that time. Can look at how long it will take for review and the area of funding, how the ministry will do. The other key things we'll go for talk later. How the working relationship between UNO and the parliamentary caucus on youth. So I get a very cordial relationship, okay. But maintenance can be the challenge as the year go by. Monica, since after the housemate, you rose to prominence. I know you're not a kind of young person with a diploma, but you get passion for education and for advocates. It's the BBB. The slogan was all over. Well, you not only get a physically challenged, but they say Monica for a month, and then we'll take her. How do you represent you? Now look at life after housemate and how you intend for go.
Well, life after the housemate, I intend for push myself higher, because I know I'm not to get interest in this whole celebrity stuff. I focus on how I go for empower myself and how I go for capacitate myself, so that to man in the long run, people they look up to me as a woman, they're not gonna be say we are disappointed in Monica. I can always say like me, I they make and break all persons living with disability. I can even make them now in a sense. Now I don't come out, people don't see the intelligence in me and everything don't support me. One blood and weight I make, if I mistake any 1 inch, people go say, Monica, we are highly disappointed in you. And anyone when they come after me, they go say, Abo. And when I'm not listening, then when I say Monica become, we encourage and disappoint you. And if I continue for push, anyone when they come after me, equally get the support where I get, because people go say, we always support them because we support Monica, not less with them. So because of that responsibility on me, I know they focus on the celebrity stuff and they focus on for that push myself and make I live to people they expect.
You serve as an advocate for other people in way physically
Exactly.
challenged.
Yes.
And as you don't do, I look at Youth Trip to Yali, Young Africa Leaders Initiative, set up by Barack Obama in 2010. And now you get the opportunity for go now Ghana. So you know one of the Yali quotes, you know, learn leadership, personal growth, other things. The experience now Ghana.
The experience be awesome. Me going to Ghana be very, very awesome. It be like an opportunity for me go and meet with people, imagine leaders from 9 African countries. We then around we only in 27. We get like people from 4 francophone countries and 5 anglophone countries. Like we interact, we learn from each other and build on the network. And also me going to Ghana, I also learn one big lesson. One key thing when I learned from during the online training, now how you want to be a leader, and you as a leader, a good leader, how you for able for work on your emotional intelligence. When at that they affect so many leaders now, when they able work on the emotional intelligence. So like that key thing, and even when I go on Ghana, I learn back on the on-site training. And also when I go Ghana, I also change people their mindset, you know, about persons living with disability. The director for the ROC regional head office na Ghana, Mrs. Shola, it make him clearly say for over 27 years, it don't day in this work, it don't in advocacy, it don't day in building young people, capacitating there. It not be don't ever inspired as the way where Monica don't inspire so much. So to me, and like a blessing, like a privilege for somebody, when me they look up to as a mentor, come out play and say me inspire them. Say because Monica is not only visually impaired, say she's bold, she's intelligent, and me getting me BBB name, it come from Oma Wofofana. Where I want to say plenty thank you to her. It watched me audition and say, if Monica doesn't inspire you, I wonder who else. It says she's blind, bold, and brilliant. Now, so I take for getting me team where I call BBB.
And they have been very helpful, likes of Barrister Commander, Leash, you know. How grateful you be to your team?
Very, very much grateful because I can say after God, now my team and a strong pillar. After God, my team will be very supportive. Unlike my fellow housemates, well, I don't know, but I would say a very privileged and opportunity like for last year they continue to get support from the fans even after the housemates. No decide for just let me they say they don't proud say we will support you until you reach a peak when we say don't satisfy say then without we support you able to stand on you, because people they look at say 50 million like huge money, but now a money but it not much again like for even me right through my life. So like they support me until I go through my education, get what I feel I get like me I really feel say Monica don't stand on your own, then they can withdraw and stuff. But up to now they support me, we are really grateful for that.
I'll bring you back and kind of look at the African Achievers Award where you win, and also this huge task ahead of you for set up your foundation. We will serve as an advocacy. Name is Monica Galiwa, and I want to my guest inside the encounter today. Send a message to the number 031 045 068. Over to you, Atata. In line of the duration the policy will take for review the 2 act and line of the funding as well.
In the first place, I want for make viewers then get it correct that the policy initially we want it within 6 months because of the urgency, so that at least it will be done within this 2019. But the consultant and the team don't tell you say because of the one for the very thorough work, so at the end of the day history go judge them for saying that particular group of category of young men and women do the work, then someone could give them 1 year. So as a government and ministry would I agree say make them go on for do the work within the time frame where they don't give it. For of course the sponsorship or the support now from government of Sierra Leone, we get also with partners and like a UNFPA, UNDP, you get the United Nations in general. You know, we also get other partners that we want to operate with, like the Rested Development and other organizations. They are coming on board fully for ensure so we get a kind of consolidated document where it will able to serve everybody in the youth sector.
And the good thing is that Selena will win the contest. That shows a local content.
Yes.
And the casual for BP International policy group is far different. We want to go pay SIBA group.
That brings, in fact, the distinction between this policy and the rest of other policies people want to get in this country. You know, a lot of people, when they say policy, they're very much apprehensive that at the end of the day, it's going to be like any other document. It also going to be put on the cabinet. It's going to be there, and nobody not going to touch on anymore. And like how you get from the SIBA policy group and even the minister and the rest of the other people, you go not say there is that zeal on the part of even the young people. Because SIBA, I mean, we all know, if nobody knows Sabi cheering up for anything, if for Sabia for high level of intelligence with regards the issue of gender, the issue of women issue, you know, from Children Forum Network, it don't be very good advocates now. For young people and girls across the globe. You know, like you talk about the panel that he don't work in about 174 countries or so. He has been part of several policies across. From Liberia, you go to Ethiopia, you go to Kenya, you go to Ghana, and all them places. That's advantageous on the part. They don't start knowledge in all of them countries. We are coming out to domesticate our own problems.
So Senator is making a good use of
yes.
SIBA, but I want to take you to America now, and let's see what happened in 2018. We'll come back and discuss about that shortly. This is a Youth Encounter. They come to you live on Star TV on Channel 21, and we create until you say, you know, go blow your nose, and the same thing you want for whistle. So you need to do one thing at a time and get it right. As a young person, go out for education or go out for the skills, for deviates from the world, but you body. Waka now America and see what happen as President Julius Maada Bio meet with Bill Gates, and also they were saying in a very good platform as if we don't start the way for the free quality education, and this year International Youth Day Transforming Education, but the governor said that add the SDG Day, Sustainable Development, we get for take we too. We'll go and watch the video when I come back. We'll talk to Atata and Monica, and we'll welcome to the studios Zakaria Kane, we now a counselor.
Now, to discuss the commitments our government is making and the impacts we're striving for, and to have a conversation with Bill about how the ideas he expressed can work on the ground, I have the honor to welcome to the stage the President of Sierra Leone, His Excellency Julius Maada Bio.
The human resource is the most important resource that we have in the world. And any attempt to embark on development without first going back to the human resource will never work. But I know that development is about people and it's for people. Therefore, you cannot develop a country if you do not develop the human capital.
For him, as far as he's concerned, there are two things we can do to improve young people and give them access. One is about making sure they have quality education, but also about increasing the access to healthcare. Because for him, those two things are very fundamental and critical to making sure that we give people, and young people especially, the empowerment that they need to make sure that they continue national development.
Digital visibility on all these different services will help us to find the people who are doing it well, to spread best practices, and to make sure that people have a sense that the government is learning and constantly improving.
He exuded passion for his free quality education and for his commitment to leave no Sierra Leonean child behind. He also reiterated his commitment to address poverty to create wealth for the majority of his people.
I've been working with Room to Read to create a plan to roll out a new literacy program in my country, Sierra Leone. But only if we can find the additional funding needed. So this is our call to action to all of you.
I want to say thank you to David, who accepted my invitation to go back home from IBM. I had to find special words to convince him to go back to one of the poorest countries. But I challenged him, and that is the challenge I want to throw to the world.
We need to engage ourselves and surprise the world on the progress we make.
You've heard it, people. Thank you, President Bio. I look forward to working with you to truly make Sierra Leone an example to the world of how innovation can help us achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. And Bill, thank you very, very much.
Yes, welcome back. Atata will respond on that, and they tell you how the President's commitment towards the free quality education, although the opponent then believes it's a free education for now, the quality will come later by 2023. But I tell you for free, bulk of young people that benefit from that, and one foresee when we'll get the Tasha loan, we're in a commitment with the president, we don't make also. Now, just looking at the studios at Zakaria Kane and at the Council of Award 395, a very renowned community. Zakaria rise at the youth rank for a very long time to an extent. Be the former public relations officer for the National Youth Council, when they get the first formulation in 2014 to date. And it's happened differently from district, zonal, and now it is as a councillor. Zach, I want to say congratulations, and you're a proud youth. Your journey is very interesting.
Thank you very much, and you said a proud ambassador way don't come many years back, and you said don't introduce work. So I want to say good afternoon to Frank.
Now look at your journey, Zakaria. That's the key is why you are on your journey, and later we'll got more inside International Youth Day on Monday. Your journey from community level, we reach to this height now, then believe in you and vote you as a councillor. You put Boku vote, but the youth sector play a role. Now look at your journey.
Thank you very much. As you talk about the journey not be easy, and it takes self-dedication and mind and focus for let you continue your journey. Because youth work, you don't be an ambassador, I know what you mean. Not to work with and they pay you, but it's about the passion, the zest, and every other thing. And some of we start at community level at a very tiny age, and from there we move on to zone. From zone, we come to district. And at zone, I mean, I'll be the vice chairperson for the district youth council, after which I moved to district, I'll be the PRO, and I happen also for be the national PRO, the outgoing national PRO for the National Youth Council, who don't push out for all this while. So like during me 10 or 7 there, and I be done the boom community work, and people know me for that, and I be get the passion, and people be get for approach me that they need me for coming to politics, and it be take time for like if accept that particular request, but I be later decide, because we actually used to community development, and we talk about the council is about how you do for mobilize the people, because the local government act is very clear how you for mobilize and actually reach out to people, or the unreachable people, for the development kind of community, and that will be done on them. And what you do on youth work, it make the work so interesting and somehow not difficult but easy for me, because you don't used to so many things. And the purpose of creating the youth council now, a training ground for young people, like things, and in a way you no need for go train me again, because I don't attend so many seminars, so many other trainings, and we you no need for spend that kind of money again for me, because they training ground. And that make the youth council very, very essential. We look around the globe, we even the Commonwealth councils, and they really they nurture people for see how they say go play that kind of leadership role for now and for tomorrow. And we serve with we serve with this, so we for shape, we serve we for actually Rakpala, who don't they for now for sit out ministers, sit out president, not to strange things again, because we don't used to them from that kind of age. Like we will talk about the Children's Forum Network, which I see by way they talk about this one itself emanate from. So like we don't used to that kind of thing, and you said it for real explore and able for good things.
So it's about youth and potential opportunity. Let reflect your memory. In 2006, African Youth Charter Article 12, they make a community Sierra Leone and other countries then forget National Youth Council and all. But it took a very long time, 2014, and we only come into being. And I know the first person now with the chairman, it went to install work with people like you can. I look like for certain landmark history day now when I start time.
Well, it be really interesting. And the two always they say to government, they say who feels it knows it. You know, most times young people are looking passionate even for promote elderly people. But we can't we issues yourself or not the promote yourself. And we really, as young people, get for the think outside the box. It be really take time for like even people recognize, stakeholders recognize the youth council at national level. Because we look at so many people who talk about conflicting, you get the youth commission, you get the national youth council. But we talk about the youth council of itself, it will be owned and managed by the young people themselves. Because within the youth policy they talk about the age bracket between 15 to 35 now youth. So if you talk about the youth council of itself, nobody know for the way past the age 35, if they within that range. So like it was a challenge for we push, and waiting we be the push for up till now not come. We be the push for let we get a national, either they review the National Youth Commission Act again, or we get a separate act where we'll deal with the young people we will call the national.
And after I did up my address, I'll bring you back shortly. We'll talk about that. I will respond. And now even the conference after we can go testify, say I send the same thing to the minister, say we need for make sure say the council legitimate. Sure. And I don't be on a cry. Over to you, Monica, on the foundation. When do we expect time the name and we'll get the grand dinner and launching?
They in plan and documentation day now. They put pen to paper. Very soon, maybe by next week, I don't get my organization registered up and for the launching shortly after the games, because this is in season and one let me launch it in the grand start. So like another rush time I wonder maybe shortly after the games, but pen it to paper now. By next week, my organization will be registered.
The name and the main focus of the organization.
Okay. The name I'm not going to disclose that now, but the main focus is that me, Monica, I don't use my voice as an inspiration, not only to persons with disability, but also to you when are disabled. So my main focus, again, for the advocates for issues where they affect persons with disability, vulnerable people, talk of women, children. Then I'm my main focus, then I'm my priority.
I thought in line to a very good thing, the Parliamentary Caucus and Youth. So see this kind of cordial relationship where the chairman, Honorable Abdul come up from the opposition, that's the APC, and inside on a function will tell you say the opposition, but that not make say for blind to development, ready for work, and soon I get the environment and the safe space. And we're not saying that be the last year theme for the International Youth Day. We're gonna safe space and work. The allegations on the same party picking thing they carry on as a bit tagged with then APC government. We bash them, we talk about several things, and people don't blame on our back. And a lot look at how we want to maintain the inclusiveness.
Of course, when you begin at the official launching of the policy itself, you get, the exact words from the Honourable Member of Parliament. You know, the beauty of this, you got to try for look at is the fact that this is a very small country, and virtually Bashir almost have been company in this country. The Honourable Minister of Youth Affairs and the Chairman of Parliament, they don't get long-standing relationship outside even politics when we are all students on campus. In that relationship, they cement day in, day out. We not they look at him as somebody from the opposition. We look at him as a brother because he gets something where he want for do where it will impact the youth of this country. Today, the responsibility of the youth of this country rests on the shoulders of we holding at the youth ministry and the youth sector now in the country. Whatever, if you politicize it, trust me, you're going to get it off the balance. You don't a part of a function. There's no function where we get at the youth sector. We go for the media, no, they call you. Like when you go for the IYD gesture, they see semblance of party issue. You have people who be tempted to showcase those things. But you got to always ensure the organizations, whether you don't come, you are for whatever else. When it is party issue, when that time comes, we'll talk about politics. But for now, when we say occasions of that nature, it's meant for every young person. You did it, you see the composition. These are people you must have, you only interface with. You know whether they party X, whether they party Y, and all the rest of it. These are the kind of things. The caucus and parliament get composition where you get all political parties, of which the Honourable Abdul Kabum, now the lead person. When we get issues where they deal with young people, we'll want for make it to the notice of Parliament. They have been always very supportive. Nobody know to look at the issues that will the table before them from political party line. Because the minister always tell us, today we are there, and tomorrow history is going to judge us. That we did X, we did Y, and I want tomorrow when I go, let history judge me and the rest of us. If you listen to Abdul Kabo, it also repeat the same thing. So that is to say, we want to say that at a point in time like this, let young people of Sierra Leone begin to write their own very history. Remember that even the person will call as a consultant, we win we win the policy. It is saying that one of we. Because we want tomorrow at the end of the day, Council of OECD, so we'll be done in the youth sector, like the issues where they bring up with regards to recognition of the youth councils. It's always on our chest right now. We are very pleased with that one as well. So what we want to do, when the opportunity comes, like they got for engage the political parties, I know, being a vibrant young person as a councillor, he gets a voice when he get to that place that day.
All they ask for the same space for them going to put the input.
Yes, they put the input. Now, what we want to do, in fact, we not only want for stop them, like workshop training or engagement, we'll go for with the town halls and all the rest of it. we don't know, say, quite a lot of young people across the globe, they are social media friendly. We want to have a particular application. We'll go come on me, we sit on a platform like this also again, we'll make it known to everybody in the country or in the world, so that at least you give your contribution. SEBA tell you of a particular platform where UNICEF get for use, because he's also a consultant for UNICEF in one of their programs. So one for see how we get like 17,000 young people across the globe, where they get issues for doing Sierra Leone, where they send in them views, then comments, so that we go get everybody. You are part of the panel where, I mean, the conference, the meeting where SEBA be announced names of people who are young people who have excelled in their respective careers, right? Being them lawyers, medical doctors, and even disabled. So even
the cliques.
Yes, we had guys from Blackstreet and all the rest of it. You know, for the disability, we even don't sit down for that, for talk with the consultant then, for me they're able to cascade them. Because we have people who are blind. Their problems are distinct from the one there with a cripple. We'll get the one in the back on the down. So one forget people from different sectors, so that at least we'll go able to dialogue with them. We'll get people who they go like the one that they didn't have blind school, deaf and dumb. So we'll get an expert who will interpret to them, so they will communicate exactly to the ministry what are their challenges, what do they want with regards being part of the system and all the rest of it. So now on that note, make we talk about a review, I would try to talk and say it has to be non-political, because it's a document not for one political party. It's going to be a document for every young person in Sierra Leone. If you left out because of X, Y, or Z, I mean, you go end up for blame yourself. So it's going to be like all around something from all political parties. That is the easy to see. The leadership that they meet, that the youth sector, they show that. They see the parliamentary caucus, they give them support. The ministry, they give them support. The youth commission, you know, we have people from different shades.
I'll be back and look at the message from President Bill 2018 and also the International Youth Day celebration. They say that we don't get one engagement today, tomorrow, save day, and we'll go there till Monday. You used to celebrate International Youth Day as one vibrant young person. You know, and you still be, but I know the politics now, they give a lot of challenge for even coming around the sector. What will be some of your recommendations? Sierra Leone, the journal of the country, will celebrate the International Youth Day.
Thank you very much. I just listening to the other way they talk about the plans and way then get into the youth work. And it's good. And me always they talk when it comes to youth business, politicians not go ahead the youth sector. You get an open mind.
Right, sure.
And make always they reflect back to Dr. Dennis Bright, the time where we start youth work, and it be a liberal person. And that kind of liberalism we kind of youth work is really the good. But most times, as I can tell me colleague young people, I'm still a youth. Not just a young person, I'm still a youth.
Okay, that's fine.
Within the age bracket. One thing I can always tell them now, the fact say we older the people, not to them for the plan for again. We for initiate we count them to them, but then for advice. You don't understand? Because you will carry your load go now, you know exactly what you feel. But most times, people keep one for sit down, now people for initiate. It's just everywhere I be there, get me CBO or whatever. You know, now me say be the propeller for myself. See what I need and what my community need, what the young people and self need. But most times we look at them. So like the International Youth Day and other celebrations, for big commemoration, not all the time we look at that say now for cancel we will make serve we self we go. But forget tangible things so they point out. And one of the things that I want for we look at, no matter how you plan the youth sector at national level, if we come to the local structure, and we want to tell me brother and the minister and the ministry and the commission, if we really want to succeed in this thing, we talk about devolution now. Let we really bring the issues come to the local councils. Because even now the devolution all over the country, we get youth devolve staffs every day. The function devolve. Even in terms of consultation that they do. Therefore ensure say the councils will be well they part of the process. Because now from there they begin the information and come up. But most time not just the parliament, then they do the holistic thing. But we to talk about really getting the information from the people in the country go that parliament now before it turn a bill. So we really want to let them focus on the local councils right across the country. Because now we they reach out to the people indirectly.
You know, supposed to get passion for agriculture and fisheries. I see the last consultation meeting with the ministry called you, did they? And you raised out your voice. But you know, good agriculture is I want to ask you how far the vegetable and don't go, it's raining and all. But how you want to let the ministry continue? Because they get the youth in agriculture and youth in fisheries, they all long kick up. What will be your recommendation again?
Well, like me personally, together with district chairman, the hardworking man, inside get passion for the young people. We do on now with the district agriculture office for see how we establish we own district farm. and we no go do it without even the support of the ministry. And we self get challenged now. Even now, I not get an official youth council in my own district yet. There was an issue we hold come on to up till now. And one of the issues that we make, I want to see the minister all this while. And day, just like we get the parliamentary chairman. Now the district, that mean that the chairperson for the youth, the oversight committee on youth. So anything we get for do the way the council the plan, now together with we committee, and I mean that the chairperson. So if we get issues in our district, we need for meet back. We need for the liaise with the ministry and the commission. And above all, fortunate for be the only youth council person now in the council in the entire country. So with that kind of experience and expertise, we're going to see how we foster for bring that kind of knowledge and wisdom into we colleagues. And then they will get a hope. Mickey always say, we own now a testimony to we colleagues where they come. That way you put young person into position we give for do. Because before now we don't advocate for the 20 or 15% representation of youth will not say young person because of the age of youth into governance, and we are part of that example. So we want for let that drive they continue that we the advocate, and we really want for engage now with district on agriculture because we get the land and other things.
I think we can look at disaster management, how young people don't play via. I remember when the multi since upon a youth them taken, and now no longer get cracked and get early warning signs. But I'll count you back and know how you recommend the people to come together. Monica, African Achievers Award. When I see him, I was like, hey, it's a blessing and you're moving places. How you be getting a news day?
To me, news like it become like you're at least and I be blessed. You just get a call, say this now call for people they organize one award and you get a letter for attend the African Achievers Award. Give me the dates and I'm like, wow. Wait till Monica really do for deserve this, but again, like you say, a blessing. I go there. I won 12 of we ex-housemates. So out of we 22, they choose 12 of we go the African Achievers Award, and to me, a blessing opportunity because for the first time this kind of award held in my country, and me be part of them. I go say I appreciate God for that. I'll go and I receive my award, my certificate, and the medal.
It was all over the news. I know you get a vibrant team. You know, it just like when president win something. I wake up in the morning and I say all over. But Lord, take away from that on your passion for Pekin. We also started the Sick Pekin Marathon. We Alfred Charles and people they do for get from the Pekin away they sick. You don't go back and do part of the marathon. You honestly, Monica, you be wrong. Because
yes.
You all the Pekin.
Yes, I work from Aberdeen to Family Kingdom. From Aberdeen Road to Family Kingdom. I work with them because I take transport from the stadium. I'm gonna say no this because I always want for like they part of the whole process. I say no go make any sense. I didn't sign transport. I say so I work with them and I work with them right.
This is why I ask you always like for feel belong. And you don't tell me say you disabled. You have nothing for do to achieve or perform.
Exactly. So now that make when I reach Aberdeen, I kind of from the transport and I join the work at Tegona Family Kingdom and I go even though it's small but I donate small thing for sure to them say I always deal with them despite I always my passion I follow advocate for my colleague disabled because he who feels it knows it like how this my right place say and also get passion for picking them as well. You can always feel say well, let me catch them when they are young because now they picking them sick that they need help. The parents they're not happy when they born them so no matter little help you do to them can go a very long way. Maybe say I'm saying in a very small amount if small but it go a very long way.
You send a strong message. Atata International Youth Day Celebration. Resolution 99/54 start the whole thing. The celebration starts in 2000 and now it's all over the place. According to Antonio Guterres, we will listen before they end the program. We celebrate 20 years. The international theme now transforming education, but in Sierra Leone we add the SDG inside the goal 4 with the quality education, and the government will don't go way ahead. You take on the International Youth Day celebration for this year.
Of course, like I talk, as a government, we're very proud and that. The whole world remember a theme of that nature. To them is transforming education. But of course, we don't domesticate as a country and we don't add now for sustainable development because it capture one of the key priorities of the president and when free quality education. Like I talk, it will get in be own lapses because of one or two reasons. But the beauty of it all is that it is in existence, and it is being appreciated and accepted by everybody in the country. And because of that, we try for CISA, try for do a very serious celebration this year, so that at least the whole world will notice Sierra Leone, don't able for catch up with the rest of the world. You take a look at it that we in this year's celebration don't try for look at the theme itself in the broader perspective. Because when you talk about education, a lot of people just they think of going to university, getting degrees and all the rest of it. We want for go beyond that. As a youth sector, we done a part of the TVET coalition, for which of course we want to see that most of the institutions we the partner with, then try for provide this kind of space for we young people we're not able to in the corridors of any classroom, so that at the end of the day they go learn skills when a way also again for make them self-reliant and to be empowered. At the end of the day it will be sustainable at the end of the life of every young person. So as a result, what we try for do this time around is that now for try for start the celebration in the earnest, because the celebration itself is on Monday, where the whole world is celebrating on the 12th of August. But we start with the partners them. When we be in the Atlantic Hall just now, you see how the place was packed full with all of our donors.
With dialogue,
we had policy makers, and you had from the young people, we get somebody when being the Minister of Youth Affairs from the Children's Forum, when they send on Children's Day, June 16, and the young man was there, was Abraham Yaja also. Now speak on behalf of by giving the keynotes, by speaking on behalf of the young people. That young man is between 16 to 17, I understand, from Albert Academy. His statement was so thrilling. It captured everybody in attention.
And then we left with no option but standing ovation. What do you expect tomorrow? Quick one before we take Anthony.
Tomorrow, of course, we go ahead.
You beat the ministry tomorrow.
Of course, tomorrow we young people then we will sit down by the planning committee. They suggest we'll do a float parade. We'll do from Constitution tomorrow. We'll invite every young person. Just get a kind of white shirt and any trouser or whatever. So we just want for get some physical aspect of it. Bukana Stadium, Ministry of Youth Affairs, NECOM, National Youth Service, we don't know partners and versus all the youth of Sierra Leone. Now we play tomorrow. Everything.
You get politics you say that you beat.
Yeah, like we talk, you know, even mention the councils. Of course, me always passionate about that.
Yeah. But I see the person around and Keller
others, yes.
Youth council.
You said there's youth council election.
Youth council and we talk about local council.
Yes.
Forget the representation in this. Like we talk about this, we also.
Zakaria, you are invited.
The mayor was invited.
Okay.
And she's part of
the mayor. The council, like this region, the district council serve. So for the part of the person.
So that means what should be invited.
Yes.
Something invitation could go because now we don't print official until this Friday. And it's just like
the last time somebody came here and complained the ministry, and now they don't visit the ministry. Zakaria, Atata, make Zakaria see the minister and send out the concern.
It's okay. That's fine. Approve.
Well, this is our youth encounter. We set the pace. We get the other 5 minutes to wrap up the program. Send your message to the number 031 045 068. We'll take the message from Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary General. When I come back, wrap up the show for today.
International Youth Day is 20 years old. This year, Youth Day highlights the theme of transforming education to make it more inclusive, accessible, and relevant to today's world. We are facing a learning crisis. Too often, schools are not equipping young people with the skills they need to navigate the technological revolution. Students need not just to learn, but to learn how to learn. Education today should combine knowledge, life skills, and critical thinking. It should include information on sustainability and climate change. It should advance gender equality, human rights, and the culture of peace. All these elements are included in Youth 2030, the United Nations strategy to increase our engagement with young people and support them in realizing their rights. Today, we celebrate the young people youth-led organizations, governments, and others who are working to transform education and uplift young people everywhere.
Yes, welcome back. And I always promise when I say you always get a well-packaged youth program because it's from the heart and it's passion. And people who know me and know me, they want sense and say it directly from there. There are people they do them for the fame and for the money at times. But for some of us, it has been over 15 years. And as the young woman rightly said from Dennis White in 10, I was in school when the entire dream started, and the family said they represent the sector for a very long time. You people out there, if you want to serve with all your heart, and the pay will come as time that goes by. Few messages I don't get in the inbox, and they say, good evening all, and watching your conversation, I'm tempted to fall for the youth ministry representative intended plan. The person did not send the name, but the number is 078676754. I want to say bravo to you, Monica. Happy to see you back and carry on for the engagement. I just say 50 million small and go out for the education from MB. And happy to get Zachariah back in the studio for a very long time. Bravo to you, Councillor, but you are avoiding the youth sector small. And the final I would say, now as you rightly say, Sanusi, we need inclusiveness for push youth in the country. Happy International Youth Day to you in advance. Well, so I'm going to end the message. Monica, we'll wrap up now. You closing courtesy and how somebody will keep in touch with social media. Maybe put in there out there we want for sponsor the education. Maybe the possible one for know how for reach out.
Sure. Okay, I want to say plenty thank you to you for hosting me again, and I want to say happy Youth Day to all my fellow youths then in advance. Me closing courtesy they go. Me if you want for catch up with me, I can give out my manager a number to start with. When a lawyer for commander, you can get them on 077230036, 077230036, or you call on 0791399092. And for thank you, and for thank me team and all me supporters there, my education are open to everyone for support me to my education, also for support me in my organization are open up because they come out very strong and for put all the ministries, agency, departments on their toes. As we Disability Act, we say we forget disabled decks now. All ministries, youth ministry, I'm not sure if there is a disability decks, but trust me, they come out.
Make them more effective. I like this. I like
they
this
come
one.
out very strong and they put all ministries on their toes.
Thank you so much. This I tell you, First Disability Act of 2011. I think we never put that document and they are more implemented. Zachariah, will you go now? You closing courtesies?
The first place I want to say thanks to you and the entire management of Star TV, and also thanks to the former government for creating a separate ministry we're responsible for young people, and of course thanks to the continuation of it, which is good, and all the various projects away for really entrenched. And I also want to use this opportunity for thank we brother we safe there and don't try to explain a lot of things, and thanks to viewers out there. One for really let people understand, say young people issue, let not treat out levity again, let treat out all seriousness. The budget of this country, the young people form one of the greatest number of the population of this country. So you know they send even like who in a local council, they on behalf of the young people they send money where not just even who can go on budget here in a small money that they send for young people. One for select government take that very
just speed up finance. And how you get a message for pass for your community Motome and all?
Yeah.
And for let the media go out and go watch the crack what's it about disaster.
Like Motome if I make a late so
yeah.
We did it with the able chairman when a cash Joel and Co. Now they will just come out for visiting people and they because waiting they happen now to me and we to go see a passive waiting they happen because there is a crack now. The one sliding don't happen, and if other one happen in the past year, it be happen. So really, wait till they look, wait till they recommend to government. Tomorrow we'll get ONS meeting with Sega for them. Now for ensure say government do proper visibility study in that place. Yes, because from what you understand, what you know we do, who side don't crack now, so who side don't slide. They not be reaching with the surveillance. So now one let they really use the GPS system and fly drone, whatever means and therefore it's taken along here. Because that vibration will happen really big. So like even now the people that don't come outside and they're all longer up. They need to sleep there again and it. So one foresee that with the chairman not talking follow evacuate and commodity. So we have to work together with the Ministry of Lands, EP and other things. Let's see how we put to mechanism.
Ali want to say thank you so much, Zachariah. That's how we'll go. We're not going to time again. Or will be closing message.
I want to use this platform for invite every young person as Sierra Leone for the part of this particular year celebration where it don't start today. And tomorrow we start with float parade from the country to the stadium hostess. I mean, after which then we go back again on the stadium practice field and play the league. That is another part. Sunday we also the celebration continue, and Monday we end an meta conference. Every young person is being wished happy International Youth Day celebrations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Well, that's so I go end the encounter for today. Watch the repeat on Sunday from 5 to 6. Thank you to the guys then behind the camera. They don't be very helpful and you're able to do it our program without these guys. And to Zakaria, to Monica, to Atata, thank you so much for being my guest. And don't be one presenter, Mohamed Basiru Sanusi, and care for Watch Star TV on Channel 12. Happy International Youth in advance to all fellow youth. And please go out there for the skills of education for let you avoid the world bribe body, or say the bra or me auntie or uncle from Pami. Learn something and make yourself responsible. So when the opportunity comes, you take it now. No more future leaders but partners in development, and we are leaders of today. Till then, get a blessed and lovely weekend.
Sierra Leone's ever-growing youthful population still continues to grapple with high rates of unemployment and other challenges. Despite the enormous challenges, young people are still working on realizing their potential. With emerging entrepreneurs and innovators, Youth Encounter on Star Television and Radio is a program that showcases successful young people, discuss the challenges and provide recommendations. Join Mohamed Basiru Sanusi PM. It's Youth Encounter on Star TV on Channel 21.